Good evening, everyone. Welcome in for some more Z1R. But it's not just Z1R tonight. We have Final Fantasy Randomizer and Z1R. We have a crossover event. I'm KTAP4321. I'm joined by Sonny Raf 11. How you doing tonight?
I am doing well. I've been watching this tournament as it has happened, and as somebody who plays quite a bit of Archipelago, this is one of those tournaments that I absolutely love to see. These crossovers are always fun watches and great ways to get yourself into playing games that you may not have otherwise thought to play.
I do know Stardew Valley has a randomizer that is compatible with Archipelago.
It does, and there are very, very many games that are compatible with Archipelago, but we are featuring both FFR and Z1R. Two games very near and dear to me.
One's very near and dear to me, and the other one I'm still learning, even after watching for many years. So my Final Fantasy knowledge is kind of spread across various tidbits and stuff. So all I know is that Chaos is the final boss, and something like we travel back in time to beat Chaos, and we have these 4 fiends we gotta defeat, and then Temple of Fiend stuff. Corneria is a place that exists, I believe. And
one of many places that exists.
So that's... And then I know there's a white shirt and a ribbon.
I mean, you've already gotten 2 of the very good items in there, so you're pretty well set.
I'm a big airship lover because I've played other Final Fantasy games, and airship is to die for, which I'm glad we have to start with.
Yeah, the starting airship allows for a lot of early exploration, which is going to be super nice.
But on the Z1R side of things, this just isn't your normal Z1R that you see on this channel. So this is through Archipelago, so things are kind of different. We have not as much randomization and some randomization. It's just a whole different ball game here. Different strategies of where to go and items to use, and how long to wait at the door of level 9.
Yeah, since the Triforce pieces are actually randomized into the item pool, it's gonna be a thing.
And I know for the Z1R, I know that your Final Fantasy randomizer, some important items are in Z1R.
Yes, since Archipelago takes the item pools that are specified in both games, jumbles them all up, redistributes them, and then it's a matter of finding all of the required items for Go mode. And we've already got early callouts of Magic Sword and FFR and Vorpal and Z1R.
Oh yeah, I forgot Vorpal is a thing, and Masamune. That brings back memories.
Yeah, the Vorpal, which can be good, can be bad.
It depends. Vorpal's RNG based, if I remember correctly.
Kind of. It's, well, this is an interesting party.
Oh, would you be able to explain why it's so interesting?
So, black belts are fun in the respect of you mainly want to leave them ungeared entirely for a good length of the seed. The black belt in and of itself gets hit bonuses at level 4, level 12, level 21, level 32, and level 42. And at level 42, they will get 10 hits, 32, 8 hits, 21, 6 hits, 12, 4 hits, 4 will be 2 hits. On top of that, the damage output of the black belt is very, very potent. And on top of that, with how the FFR flags are set for this tournament, every weapon and armor has a spell attached to it. So you could find a Cure 4 axe and then Invis 2 armor, or even Ruse armor for that matter, just to be able to get a lot of safety set and done.
And looks like our runner's getting ready to go.
It does seem to be that way, and we do have the client coming into view, so that way we can see everything that happens. There's also fast, and yeah, top level black belt can do over 2,000 damage, which is Chaos's max health in vanilla.
I heard you say in vanilla. I have a feeling it's not that in rando.
It depends upon the boss scaling in and of itself, because you can set it extremely low, or you could set it as high as 500% of the base stats and HP. Which, if you're like me, and you want to play something that's going to turn out to be a slog, that's something that you do.
I know it's a slog, and I'm thinking back to Final Fantasy IX and that, frick, why can I not remember the character's name? The knight dude, Steiner. The sword.
Excal 2.
Yes, that brings back memories of trying in college.
Yeah, the pseudo speedrun of 9, if you will.
So, I couldn't spend too much time playing Chocobo Hot, Chocobo Cold, but so, I know Final Fantasy has a lot more items than Z1R. Does this mean we have a lot more junk Z1R items in the pool to balance the values out?
Most likely, as Final Fantasy Randomizer in and of itself has 241 checks, if I remember correctly, but there are going to be a lot of keys, lots of rupees. The potions might be spread through FFR. You never know what's going to be found until it is found.
Got it. So expect the unexpected and get lucky with bomb and key drops.
Exactly. Granted,
Well, as long as we don't have to use my least favorite item in Z1R tonight, I'll be happy.
Is it the magic wand plus the book?
No, I am in, for those of you who don't know, I'm a big hater of the raft. The raft shall burn.
I mean, yeah, I can see not liking the raft. It can be a bit of a
The
pain
raft
in
is
the aft
hardwood,
end.
and that's all it belongs to be, especially with this recorder being super powered in this flag set.
That's true.
So do you have a specific item you like or dislike, you cheer for or groan?
I mean, the magic wand by itself for Z1, I absolutely love. It's when I get the book, that's where I groan. Just because of that pesky fire that gets left behind whenever it hits something and you're walking in that direction and you just take damage because you don't stop in time.
Ah, Wandfire. Yep, that is a classic Z1R dislike amongst many runners. Is there anything in FFR you like or dislike?
You're asking a tough question here. Because the Vorpal is a sword I have used many a time for endgame. The katana, aka the ninja's Vorpal, is one that I've used many a time. And Mazda tends to be hit or miss. It's Excal that I usually say to, but it looks like we are off.
And we're seeing our first checks.
Yeah, we've got Matoya's Cave. There's TNT from the starting sword.
Oh, we can use that to burn the raft when we find it.
Oh, we already have a Triforce fragment found in Matoya's cave.
Materials Cave's like the front door stuff's under the doormat stuff.
More or less.
And I see
And
we have a magical boomerang as well.
well, magical boomerang is nice.
And Opto is making a beeline for level 1 here. So as you can see, for those of you who are tuning in, we have first quest dungeon shaped, so we know exactly what our dungeons are gonna look like. But we also have vanilla drop rooms, I believe.
That is what it looks like, as a key has been picked up by Opno. And we did have a ribbon found over on the FFR side. Quake Axe
Ribbon
always...
like boosts a lot of stats, right?
I'm sorry?
The ribbon boosts a lot of stats, right?
So the ribbon gives a very minimal amount of defense, but the benefit of the ribbon is you get protection from every element in the game.
Huh, I can see why that is highly coveted.
And we already have a sword found in Z1, and it's the white sword, so pretty good starting sword, I'd say.
Yep, and Opno still has no sword.
But that boomerang's doing some work for Opno.
Meanwhile, Merx is exploring this dungeon, hoping to believe this is 3 if I'm remembering my shapes correctly since the top's cut off.
You are.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
Hello? That was a red ring in 3.
I know someone who wouldn't be happy with that. But I digress. So we're gonna be looking for, I believe we have a second item in here, which technically we could have a heart container, it could not be a heart container, who knows?
Is that a magic rod in the shop?
I see a wand in the shop with costing a certain amount of money.
I believe I saw 100.
Alright, so we have 100 rupee wand, 25 AP, and then a 40 rupee key.
There's a bomb drop for Mercs. As Inferno is going through Temple of Fiends, Darkmoon, on the other hand, decided to beeline straight to Provoca, take down all of the pirates to funnel experience to the Black Belts. But wait, you may have noticed some are dead still getting experience and levels. That is because the deads will still gain EXP.
And we see Opno dipping into this level 5 while Merx gets... I'll see it when it pops up. Something!
Oh, that's the crown. So that is the ability to go check what Astos has over in the Northwest Castle. Darkmoon now heading into the Temple of Fiends.
Meanwhile, Merx is on his way to whatever item is replacing the Triforce.
Are we going to see a one-bomb manhandler?
Well, it has happened before, but is that... thought I saw something on the floor. Nope.
Yeah, the ordeal is also opened up. I did forget about that. Thank you, Falconic.
We did not. So we did not get a bullseye, as seen on Merc's screen with the Manhandla. He's having to do a little dance, but manages to get Manhandla down, and... Oh, it's a hurt container! Who knew?
I mean, that's not a bad find.
I mean, it's not as important as a find in Z1R with Mercs having that red ring very early on. Though Opno doesn't have the red ring. Doesn't have that same level of protection.
No, and he's taking on one of the blue Darknut rooms.
Well, at least Lionels are stuck to the overworld in this version.
Thank goodness for that. Alright, Inferno has
The trick
made
with
it...
Lionels... Oh,
Go ahead.
there's a sword. You go ahead.
Inferno has made it over to Provoca, going to take on the pirates as well, while Inferno has swapped places and is now in Canaria Castle.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. Right, Archipelago has that hint function.
Yes! But it is extremely trolly to see your wooden sword in 5 after finding your white sword as quickly as it was.
I'd love to have a poke into what that Archipelago logic looks like. Because I'm wondering how it expects you to get your wood sword before your white sword.
It probably doesn't based upon the playthrough.
Archipelago makes things weird.
Yes, it does, and we have an Astos fight going on for Dark Moon, and just like that, Astos is dead. All the characters are going to be level 9 as Inferno goes into Swamp. Or not Swamp, Marsh Cave. Why am I thinking Swamp?
Meanwhile, Mercs is in this level 1 hoping to dig something of value out of here.
It's completely possible.
Is Swamp kind of like the place you don't want to be very early on, but you gotta suck it up in Final Fantasy right now?
Sometimes. Marsh in general just sucks. It doesn't suck as much as, say, an early ice or sea dive. But some of the enemies, namely the scorpions in and of themselves, can just absolutely tear through your party like it's nothing. And these ghouls can also tear through you, especially when they come with frost. And
we have a couple of our dungeons.
Frost.
So I take it they have
nasty.
frost.
Yeah, the ghouls have frost, which that just deals so much damage to a low-level party and completely shreds the party that you can face a TPK in one turn.
Well, I guess you can say they're being swamped down in marsh.
Exactly, Woobear. And they are common across quite a few dungeons.
Okay, tough crowd.
Hey, I enjoyed it. I was muted while I was laughing.
Well, at least you get to hear it and it's not my coworkers. Because I know they make enough swamp jokes.
With the random chest locations being on in Final Fantasy Randomizer, though, checking all of these rooms becomes of a bit more importance. Because you never know exactly where a chest is going to be.
We have slow text, which I know is the worst thing every Z1R runner hates to see.
Sorry, I had to shiver at slow text.
I see a shield has been found.
It's quite magical.
Unfortunately, Opno does not get a shield. And why are you buying the raft, Opno? There's better things to spend money on.
Well, there is a Triforce fragment sent to Opno.
Yeah. I know. The raft is sadly going to be more. So the raft is being more valuable than a key.
And to answer Uber's question in chat, the
So
raft
for those
in
of you
this...
wondering, the raft is useful because we do need it to get to level 4.
Yep. So in this circumstance, it is quite useful.
Sadly. Why does this happen to me, man? So yes, you can use the recorder to go to 4 as well, but 4 is free items.
Darkmoon has come back into the Dwarf Cave and was turning in the TNT.
So Opto is going to be doing magical sword damage with the white sword and wand together, with their powers combined.
Powerful stuff right there. Ooh, Zap Hammer and
Meanwhile,
Quad
I
X
see
Sword.
some... I was seeing that fun stuff in the FFR side.
Yeah, so Lich is susceptible to Zap, but that Quad X might actually see some use if low level fiends have to be fought.
There was nuke thing in these flags, or no?
Since the item magic is tiered, nuke will not be a thing. So we won't see any 100 to 400 damage rolls from the spell.
Seeing nuke and there's all the enemies disappearing in one try. It's one of the highlights of when I watch FFR.
Alright, Inferno releases the Fairy from the Bottle, and Darkmoon is exploring the world right now.
Meanwhile, Mercs is in level 2.
Good old level 2, the moon. And Darkmoon is now diving marsh.
Well, desperate times call for desperate measures.
That's very true. But with AP, there are times that you do not want to leave anything unchecked. Well, level 2 had the recorder. That's a thing.
Wait, we don't need the raft anymore.
Exactly.
Poor Opno, man. So we'll get to see what's on the coast here. And we can't pick it up.
Not until that beautiful stepladder is obtained.
Yeah, the ladder does need to pop up for that. Dodongo dislikes smoke. Oh, something we've known for years.
I mean, I was going to say I never would have guessed that.
So you can't wait to bomb some Dodongos?
I wonder what's for dinner.
Well, excuse me, princess.
I would keep the chain going. I was about to say, I would keep the chain going.
I'm out of lines.
Yeah, as am I. For now, anyway.
So let's keep an eye on this level 2 because Opno's also here. That means Opno's going to be getting his recorder soon.
Hopefully, and the Triforce ended up being the herb for FFR, so Darkmoon's going to be able to head over to Elfland Castle, turn that in, and see what the prince has. Oh no, the Book of Magic.
What's oh no, the Book of Magic mean?
Well, Magic Rod and book.
Oh, book. My brain thinks book, and it goes thinking it's a Final Fantasy item for a minute.
No. In this case, no.
Oh, right. I forget I just remember you're still not a fan of Wandfire.
Yeah.
Fire's fun. We can light things on fire. Like the raft.
I was going to say, it has its uses in this case, that being one of them. Alright, Darkmoon's going to immediately go turn in the herb. And step on a red dragon tile, which is always fun. And not be able to run away.
I take it red dragons like a truck.
They can. And Thavian, you're absolutely right. Though those ended up being called poems instead of books.
So I know the four fiends are things that exist. I know Carrie or something like that.
That's the
It's
fiend
the
of fire.
fire person. Fire. Yeah, I know Tiamat's air because it's Tiamat. I know there's a Kraken is water, and then I forget the fourth.
Well, it's a good thing you forget the fourth, because Lich doesn't exist.
Good to know, and we have mags.
Oh. Well, that's a good find.
Marx is gonna speed up combat now.
Significantly at that.
It's time to go ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed! Go! Baseball 1! They've turned into plaid!
So, are we gonna have to use the Schwartz to find our remaining items?
Very well may be the case. This tile is rude. Harm 2 state
Why
gonna...
is it rude?
Well, Wizmummy and Cockatrice, they can do quite a bit of damage. And Quake's just going to clean up the encounter for Darkmoon and push the Black Belts up to level 11, where Inferno's having to use an Ice Dagger and is alive on 4 HP right now. Stair's going to finish off that party. Oh, this is a level 8 dive.
Yeah, well, level 8 has 3, well, pure. We have 2 staircase items instead of 1.
I mean, with
But we
6
gotta
keys,
kill a lot of stuff to get there.
With 6 keys in tow, I kind of like the play here.
I mean, it's fine. It's not the most keys I've seen a Z1R runner have. But we have a bait on the floor.
Food.
Bait's actually required in this. Unlike the raft.
because of level 7.
Yes, as we can see with Mercs. I believe he's in 7, if I'm remembering. Or blanking on my first quest shapes right now.
I don't think this is 7.
No, this is not 7. My brain is blanking. It's 6.
As soon as I saw the Wizrobes, I was like,
Okay, I'll say it for the memes once, and then I'll try not to be too cringe. 6, 7.
I was about to say. There's a meme that's about to be placed here.
Well, I had to, but there was a silver arrow hint being used.
Yeah, there's a silver arrow hint as well as a bow hint.
So, do we get any insider knowledge on that, or we just sit here and wait until they find it?
It looks like we have to wait until it's found.
But we're not waiting to find the stepladder anymore.
Nah, because the stepladder has been found in ordeals.
So we can walk across the water now.
Looks like Darkmoon is going to run into a volcano now, which can house a lot of checks here.
So, has anyone in Final Fantasy Randomizer determined what type of volcano it is?
I mean, the most we know is it's the Gurgu volcano. That's all we know.
Well, there's like a caldera, cone, and other shapes, so someone could put the pieces together.
I mean, it's probably a cone.
I'll take your word for it. So, I see we have a lot of checks here, as we are seeing on Darkmoon's side. I wonder if we'll find anything good.
It's always a possibility as Opno makes it through and finds the Triforce item in 8.
So we've not seen a lot of Triforce fragments to be found yet.
Nah, it doesn't seem like there have been very many found.
And we kind of need those to bust past the gatekeeping old man in level 9.
Oh yeah, I forgot. AP has normal flute.
What's
No
going
music.
on with the virus right now? Why are they
I
in the
don't
wall?
know. They're in the HUD.
We're not soft. Yeah. This is when you up an A and reset the room time.
Okay.
Okay, so we learn something new every day.
That's the first time I've actually seen that happen.
So I didn't know virus could now be an up and A hazard. Well, looks like the wall masters aren't unique anymore.
No kidding there. Never pick up a stopwatch while
So we
you're
got
in a wallmaster
2
room.
soft walking enemies now?
Seems like it.
We have out of bound Keys as well.
Well, I mean, the Vires turn into the red keys, so technically it's an out of bound bat.
Oh, yeah. Technically, that is correct. But no out of bounds Vires for Mercs. Just some more Wizrobes. But luckily, the Red Ring and Magical Sword makes dealing with these Wizrobes a lot easier.
As well as the likes. Granted, likes are usually not a hazard. It's always those Wizrobes.
like Star Hazard if you're Opno, because Opno is someone who likes to use the magical shield. And those eat your magical shield.
And when it happens, it happens. That's the way I've always looked at it.
And
Oh,
I
that
see
was
a
a
potion along the way for Opno.
that was a bow pickup. Holy moly!
Wait, where?
In 6.
Oh, was that a... Okay, then. So that's one of the items we need to beat the game.
Oh, Inferna is in a bit of a predicament here against these giants as they have sleep. And there goes Toxic. Makes it out,
I take
though.
it that's a bad combination.
Yeah. Well, sleep, I mean, it immobilizes your characters for 1 turn, but Toxic can just flat out kill them.
It looks like Opno's on his way to grabbing the bow momentarily.
Images with sleep? Oh, good lord. Darkmoon continuing to dive Volcano here. Nothing in the Agma room.
Yep, but we're still looking for something useful.
Alright, so Carrie's floor of Volcano is potentially a treasure trove here. You got 8 rooms, all of them can have chests.
So, if I'm reading check, Infernal is an earth cave, correct?
Yep, Inferno's and Earth fighting the vampire right now.
Okay then. This earth cave is kind of crappy from what I've been picking up.
Yeah, we got 2 enemies that have sleep in their spell list, which is never fun to see.
Meanwhile, both of our runners are from Z1R side are in level 5.
That was some beautiful, beautiful enemy slaying from Opno.
Opno's combat when he has mags and red ring is top tier.
Alright, Darkmoon continuing to explore Carrie's floor.
Opno, when he's on point, that pun was not intended. He gives some of our veteran runners a run for their money there.
I believe it. Okay, red candle at the level 5 map spot.
I'd say it's a bit more relevant if we had second quest in the mix, but nope. It's not like we're going to be burning down too many bushes.
Alright, Darkmoon coming up to carry. We're going to see a Ruse stopping to think. Looks like it is going to be an Invis 2 and another Invis 2. Going to have 4 stacks of evasion on that black belt in slot 1. Unfortunately, immediately gets taken down by carry. So he is down to just these 2 black belts at low health. Going to go for a stop. It's going to be ineffective. Ice 2 is going to come out for 25 damage. That 3rd black belt goes down. He's going to make a swing at carry, only dealing 40 damage, and that is going to be a wipe. But save on game over turned on is not a huge risk. He just has to go back in, get down.
So, So the downside of dying to Final Fantasy randomizer bosses are you have to do the backtracking trek to the bosses
Pretty much.
and deal with the crappy enemy sets that are in these dungeons.
Yep. And I did get a quick peek on Opino's Triforce piece count, and it looks like he's at 4 pieces right now.
Well, he's halfway there.
Pretty close to it. Because I'd say a
So
little
is
more.
Darkmoon waiting on something from Mercs?
Maybe. He just hinted all of the Fiend Dungeon items. Alright, looks like Opno is going to head into 4.
And he doesn't even need to use the raft. So as we're flying around the Final Fantasy world, what are we looking for now?
Just the Fiend Dungeons that are required, XP and maybe some items.
So are all 4 fiends required, or is it only like a couple of them?
All 4 Fiends will be required. The key and the loot will be required. And this is where everything becomes a massive, massive wild goose chase.
So you have so many options open, but you don't know where to go?
To an extent, because at this point, since we actually don't see the info on where the items are located, as the rod is found, it can just lead into who knows how much time spent diving into these dungeons.
What does the rod do?
So the rod dispels the plate that is behind the vampire here in Earth in order to access Lich.
Oh yeah. We have to get items to access the bosses.
Yep. Except for Carrie, really, but even then, she's not too bad to access.
So Carrie is like an earlier check compared
you
to
have-
something like Tiamat or Kraken.
Yeah, if you have the means to access where she's at, she's absolutely a good early check.
Meanwhile, Ocno's in level 4. And Mercs is trucking along here.
Yeah, Merc's just going through 8.
Well, 8 has a higher item density compared to other dungeons.
Oh, level 4 Triforce is the loot.
And I
That
see
is
someone found a chime.
Yeah, chime in Earth. So Inferna hinting for
So what
magic
what did the
key.
loot and chime do?
So the chime allows access to Mirage Tower, but it only allows access to Mirage Tower itself. In order to gain access to the floating fortress where Tiamat resides, they will both need the cube to go alongside that. The loot is used at the end to dispel the plate that normally would lead to the back of the Temple of Fiends 2,000 years in the past. But I believe
We
that
travel back
mid.
in time.
Yeah, I believe that mid Topher is on, so we'll see if I remember the flags correctly. And if that's the case, we'll see a shortened variant of Topher. Okay, it's short Topher. Thanks, Woo Bear. I can never remember because we play so many different variants of Topher.
What is Torchfur, or what is it?
Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Or Temple of Fiends. Okay, that's the one in the past.
Yep.
So, what level typically do the runners try to be in order to take down Chaos?
It varies based upon party comp. In the case of 4 black belts, as long as you have 400 plus HP, you can do it. But some people may aim for 32 just so that way they have 8 hits on all their black belts.
Meanwhile, Opto's in level 7 while Mercs is still trekking through this 8.
8's long.
And I see a Triforce fragment was found.
Yeah, and that was beautiful. Beautiful Dodongos from Opno.
Well, the Dodongos can go right when they're cooperating.
And when they're not, they go very, very wrong.
Oh, so Inferno's fighting the Lich?
Yeah, this fight probably won't take too terribly long. Dark's gonna come out.
Is he supposed to be weak or just pushover?
He's the first fiend, so he's very much pushover. Gonna use the Quake Axe. Fell into crack. Terminated. So that is the Earth Orb lit for Inferna. Power of Quake is very, very strong.
I just blinked and processed. Whoa!
Yeah, Quake is very, very strong.
Who's that? Is that 13 hearts I'm counting?
Yeah, that's 13.
And Merc is at 10. Normally you don't see someone like Opno with 13 hearts.
Well, you gotta remember with how AP is, it definitely changes where you'd normally see somebody at on their heart count.
Well, here's some time to use the bait.
And just like that, it's gone.
Looks like that Guriel left satisfied.
No longer hungry, a satisfied customer.
So both of our runners are in this level 7. They're hoping to dig something good out of here.
Seems to be the case, though I don't know how many more of the dungeons remain here on the Z1 side. I haven't been keeping count, to be completely honest.
That's why we have trackers, because they keep count.
Yup. Alright, what's this item in 7? It may come up? Ah, it's the cube. Okay, so the cube's here in 7.
So this means we're going to the sky next.
Probably.
And I've seen there's a lot of checks in the sky.
Oh yeah, there are a ton of checks between Mirage and Sky. But with random chest locations...
Well, I heard something about Sky provides or something like that earlier.
Yes, it does. I was about to say, someone's got to say it in chat sometime soon.
Glad to know I'm catching on to some of the FFR lingo.
Oh, you absolutely are. Oh yeah, especially Crab Cakes' Gambit. That provides more often than not.
What is wait, did you say crab cakes gambit?
Yep.
I need more context.
So, the third floor of Sky, before you hit the maze. If you go to the northern room, there are 4 chests in that room. That room has been known as Crab Cakes' Gambit.
Why?
It's just what we decided to name it at one point.
Why crab cakes gambit?
So, she is a previous FFR champion. She would always visit that room. And that was what ultimately became
so
her room.
runner.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
we have some equivalents in Z1R. For the equivalent in Z1R people, we have Bogey Zero.
Oh god, Bogey.
Yeah, Bogey Zero does provide sometimes.
Jam, I got no answer to your question. I'm sorry.
All I know is that you can't make good crab cakes with imitation crab.
Yeah. I can agree.
Or so my dad from Maryland says.
We got a nice rap there from Opno.
Oh, come on, Opno, you have a recorder. Why use the raft?
Because this one you have to use the raft for.
Of course.
Is he doing what I think he's doing?
He's doing a funny thing.
Yep.
And that is the funny way to get around the world in Diff Mountain.
We're gonna have a check of where Mags normally is. Yes, we are.
Under the grave? Let's see what's here. Oh, come on! You need to hint that item? Burks, did you do this just to screw with me?
Oh my goodness.
So we have a ruby that was found somewhere.
We have the Earth Orblet for Dark Moon, as Inferna is working on taking Carrie down, though this fight's not been going too terribly well. May be a good idea to resort to some Banes and Brax. It's a 3 and 256 to land them. But it can get the job done.
Woman.
Instead, just gonna take the wipe.
So what is with Danny and white mages? I need more context.
Danny doesn't like white mages.
Like I don't like the raft. Got it.
Exactly. Yeah, Carrie's not playing around tonight. Ooh, we have an ice cave dive.
Why does... So why the white mage hate? Because you don't screw with the white mage.
I am your white mage.
I have a not as PG friendly way to say it, but yeah.
We're saying what I've been saying for years.
I'm partial to black mages myself. What do red mages even do?
They can cast both white and black magic, but they are limited, in air quotes, to what spells they have.
So that's the balance there.
Yep. And yeah, they pretty much do everything but poorly. That's the best way to put it.
Got it. I've been wondering for years why the white mage exists. Not white mage, red mage.
I mean, to be fair, in the non-RNG manip speedruns, the red mage is very, very useful.
So, aren't white mages the one that casts like healing and buffs and all that stuff?
So they cast restorative magic. They do have life. The buffs that they cast are mainly invis and wall, boosting evasion and granting resistance to everything within the battle. The offensive buffs are from the black mage being temper fast and saber. The downside on saber is that it's self-cast.
So I'm trying to remember because I remember Nuke and Fade exist as brought up in chat. Are those black mage spells or white mage spells?
Nuke is black magic. Fade is white magic. Fade in the naming scheme today is more commonly known as holy, and Fade is more akin to Warmech's ability nuclear.
Okay. That makes sense. Kind of. What is Opna doing on the grave? I've never seen this many ghosts here.
I'm wondering the same thing.
Because you can't screen scroll here. I'm just... What? This has gone beyond my knowledge. How?
I know exactly how. I know exactly how in this circumstance. So when you kill the
Is this
real
some
ghost,
entity cramming thing?
more or less, when you kill the real ghost after spawning a bunch of the other ghosts from the graveyard, then the rest of them will pop and be the item drop that you see from the real ghost. And in this case, it was a fairy, so it was just a bunch of fairies.
Okay, that actually makes sense. I've never seen that used in Z1R. I'm learning some new stuff tonight.
Yeah, he more or less made it to full screen of fairies.
Well, that's a fairy explosion if I've ever seen one.
Exactly.
And looks like Opno's up in Death Mountain now. East Death Mountain, to be precise.
I love these scrolls.
Yeah, you gotta get your lining everything up right, and then you're golden. But I wonder if we'll see Opno eventually attempt a world wrap here.
I mean, he did world wrap to get the coast item.
Oh, he did that already? Okay.
Yep. It looks like it may just be time to wait for the Triforce fragments to go into 9.
Oh, where was Silver's?
I don't know. Oh, Earth Cave 1. Okay. Thanks, Thavian.
People take notes during this.
I didn't have our broadcast note pulled up.
I've gone so many years without taking notes on Z1R. Final Fantasy gonna be the thing that breaks me.
Especially when you do entrance, floor, and town shuffle.
Oh god. Then do you have like tile shuffle with enemies already being randomized?
I mean, you can if you randomize where the spike tiles are, as well as turn on Enemizer. And
Oh, that sounds like a slog.
actually generate random enemies. It gets broken. Back when the Enemizer feature had just been introduced and was in beta testing, Shadow Walker 227 and I ended up doing a race.
Going into one, leaving one, where is he going?
That's a good question. Oh, we got steak and wings as a grind here.
Is that just the name of that combo?
Yep, the Tyro Wyvern is steak and wings.
So, is Inferno trying to build up some EXP for levels for fighting Carrie again or something like that?
Either Carrie or Tia, one of the two, but if Inferno still has the Bane item or a Braca item, unless Warmech's required, then Tia shouldn't be too much of an issue. Sitting at level 16, so 5 levels away from getting the 6 hits breakpoint.
So isn't there an incentive right now to head to Sky with the amount of checks there?
Yes, but at the same time, these levels are going to be useful.
Can you not pick up those levels at the same time while you're in Sky?
You can, though Sky, as you could tell on Dark Moon's side with 2 characters already down, tends to be a bit more deadly. Like these Catmen, for instance, they can wipe your party very quickly.
It looks like Opno and Merc. Opno's in the waiting room here.
Stab the statue. Clipped into the statue, even better. Oh, hello.
We do love our block clips here in Z1R.
Big pack chests there. An eye's always nice to see. Usually a low HP enemy with a decent EXP yield.
So do the runners that basically eventually over time memorize all the different enemies and combinations that can pop up and their EXP values?
I'm going to go ahead and say yeah, because I know there are at least, I think, 5 of us that would be able to know about the EXP values that each enemy pack is going to give. But the problem on that math becomes when you add the bonus experience into play.
Bonus experience.
So for each orb lit, they are getting, I think it's plus 50% experience. On top of that, you can set
Oh, so this slows down the grinding aspect. You get more experience, so it scales.
Yeah, to an extent. So the experience will go up. The enemies will retain their stats based upon the roll that the randomizer did for each enemy's stats and health. And so from there, it just becomes a matter of picking and choosing which enemy pack you want to take and which enemy pack you don't want to take.
Because there's a lot of enemies in Final Fantasy.
If I had my copy of Dawn and Souls in front of me, I'd be able to tell you the exact amount of enemies in the bestiary for the NES version because I know where that stops.
So I'm wondering, what is Mercs looking for?
I think Mercs is just messing around, clearing, just blowing stuff up and clearing stuff. But one Triforce piece remains for Mercs to be able to go.
Good for Mercs. So, is he checking through his locations he checked? I don't have his restream pulled up. He could be doing that, or he could just be waiting until the time comes.
You see the hint for a Triforce fragment. Do we know where that fragment is? Nope.
We'll find out when they find out.
That we will. That's a good question. We still don't know where the key is.
Are you referring to the any key, or is there a key equivalent in Final Fantasy?
The magical key, which is also required for getting into the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Level 19 across the board for Inferno right now, as Darkmoon just has a single black belt up. This is a little bit more on the risky play. 128 sounds right.
So we have a magical. So we have a magical key in FFR and a magical key in Z1R.
Yep.
How do you distinguish between the keys when you're hinting it?
So in the case of FFR, you just hint key. Because with the NES, 6 characters for the limit, so you just hint key and that'll tell you where the key is. Yeah, and magical key versus magic key.
That makes sense.
The way that the hint economy works in AP is that you can only hint for the items in your game after you've hit the certain amount of checks required.
Yeah. This isn't my first rodeo with Archipelago. Depending on how difficult you make it, it can be like maybe 5% or 10% or something like maybe 25%.
In this case, I think it's set to 15%.
That's not bad.
Nah, it's not bad at all. I think Inferno checked CCs.
So what is Mark's looking for on the overworld?
I don't know. I think Mercs is just doing something to keep from having idle hands. Oh, hello, that's a lot of boxes. Tia has the goods. All right. Tia coming up for Inferna. Gonna stop for a moment. Opening up with an Invis 2. Gonna fight. Throw out the Bane and the Brack. Brack goes out, ineffective. Punch coming in, 3 damage. A Chomp for 196. Bane's going to be ineffective as well. Invis 2 going to buff
So
the
do you
party's evasion.
throw the weapons?
You hold it up and the spell casts. This is absolutely a moment of Bane and Brack strats. Brack number 2 coming out, ineffective. Bane number 2 coming out, ineffective as well. Another bite from Tia for 61 damage. Invis 2 going to buff the party's evasion even more. Ice 2 comes out for 39 damage. More Invis 2. Wait, Bane, Brack coming up. Brack broken into pieces. That is Tia 1 down. Orb is lit for Inferna. Does not check the chests.
Maybe he knows they're the last Triforce pieces.
That's a possibility. All right, so it looks like all that's remaining at this point, aside from, of course, defeating Carrie, is going through the Sea Shrine. And it looks like Inferna is heading straight to sea right now. Gonna restock on heal pots.
Our answer.
And it looks like Inferno's gonna save Carrie for last, which I kind of like the play.
So why is Carrie so trolly?
Carrie has one of 2 forms. She's either nice or she is really, really mean. The major downside to Carrie compared to the other fiends is that there's really not an insta-kill that you can use reliably against her, because every insta-kill is going to be a 3 in 256 chance, unless the RNG fixes on, in which case it becomes a 2 in 256. You can use other status magic on her, such as Confuse, Stop, Hold, but you have to get those to land, as status is her only real weakness.
So you gotta get lucky with inflicting status conditions.
Pretty much. Oh, I think Inferna's just beelining it for the end.
Well, some people can just power them.
Darkmoon does have the air orb lit now.
So is there any like low percent-ish strats that like if you're under leveled compared to like when you're properly leveled or over leveled?
Yeah, hope you get insta kills. Unfortunately, that's pretty much the only answer if you're under leveled going into Topher, is hope you get insta kills and go at it from there.
And worst case scenario is overworld grinding.
Unless you find a decent tile. But in this case, since it's all 4 party members that get the experience, Yeah, it's not the best idea to end up taking an not an overall grind, a tile grind. And yeah, the Frost Wolf pack at the start of Mirage is probably the air quotes best. Though it's still not great. Alright, gonna have to rely
So
on...
where in the world is
Looks like it's gonna be relying on Bane and Brax for Kraken.
So where in the world is our missing Triforce piece?
Over there. And
So what's the odds on that?
I'm literally pointing in a random direction saying over there. So Brack approximately has a 1 in 4 to land on Kraken. Bane slightly lower, but not by much.
So just stay alive and keep casting until it works.
Pretty much. Granted, with both of them being in C right now, it's really not a bad place to be. That
But
Wizard Rod.
where in the world is our missing Triforce?
It's with Carmen Sandiego. Inferna not taking an encounter I'd recommend taking
I'd sing
here.
it to the tune. I'd sing it to the theme song. I'm just tired and dead inside right now.
It's okay. Yeah, exactly, Jam. Oh, there's a chest right next to Kraken. Alright. Invis 2 axe. Invis 2 shirt. Brack! So, if all goes well and turn order pans out, which it does not, but it doesn't matter because free turn with ink, then 2 stacks of evasion will be had. That's going to lessen the damage that Inferno will take from Kraken considerably. We're going to have that 3rd stack of evasion halfway to max evasion. Ink's going to come out again. Bane going out. Ineffective. Brack number 2. Ineffective as well. So it's just going to be Bane and Brack until you win. Bane ineffective.
So we're not... So the first guy's not getting damned?
So the first Light Warrior was already down. Slot 2 took a heavy amount of damage, but Kraken fortunately was broken into pieces. So now all that remains for Inferno to do...
So do we not see a lot of...
Unless
So
I'm
because
mistaken.
the EXP is spread evenly amongst all party members, we're not going to see any danning this...
No. Danning is not required at all for this because the deads will still gain the EXP. Alright. Full party back up. And like Thavian said in chat, the targeting order is slot 1, 50% chance to be targeted, slot 2, 25%, 3 and 4, 12.5% chance. But then if one of those party members falls, it gets redistributed.
That makes sense logically. And Inferna is running through the volcano.
Yep, it's time to take on Carrie as I am not sure what Mercs is doing here.
Do these seeds normally take this long, or is this just an outlier?
They can. There's a bit of variability to AP in and of itself with how long it can take. All right, we are about to see
Because I saw
Carrie.
40-something minute seed earlier today.
Yeah. AP is wildly variable.
So we have Carrie. So Carrie drops items, right? After you beat her?
Carrie will give the fire orb, and that will allow Inferna to go into the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Sitting over 400 HP, will be able to survive a nuke if it comes out from any of the Fiend refights. And is able to actually deal some fairly decent damage now. Darkmoon, though, actually has a really good fight here with the Gershark Big Eye. And that's going to put the party at level 18. Ink coming out from Carrie. That's no bueno.
Well, Darkmoon still has to catch up on defeating the other fiends.
That he does. But it's it can either go very quickly or end up taking forever, as Inferno lights the fire orb, has all 4 orbs lit, and is ready to go into the Temple of Fiends and go back 2,000 years.
So does this mean that our last Triforce piece is in the Temple of Fiends Revisited?
No. But it is somewhere here in FFR. Just unsure as to where it may be. Darkmoon, facing unfortunate wipes, has definitely put them behind. Alright.
And even if Inferna beats FFR, it doesn't release the items in Z1R.
It just releases the items from FFR. Oh, Inferna doing...
So we're on a wild...
Oh, it does not release.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what it...
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't release items. So we are on a wild goose chase for the missing Triforce.
Oh, it is in Temple of Fiends. I'm so used to playing AP normally that I forget with tournament settings the auto release is off. All right, so
now both of our runners are in level 9.
It's now a race to get to the pig. And it looks like that
Well, for part of the puzzle.
Yeah, it looks like Opto and Inferno may finish right about the same time. Loot is used. First fiend fight coming up is... Oh. Hello, Tia2. How are you doing? Opening with a nuclear.
So is the order you fight the fiends revisited in random?
In this case, yes. Alright. Inferna ends up resetting. Decides, nope, not going after Tia. And second option isn't much better here.
Well, as long as you don't get nuked to the face again.
The 2's okay. Alright, evasion stacks are coming out for Inferno.
So, Inferno's trying to break the Kraken?
In this case, probably not. So Lock was being used to reduce Kraken 2's evasion in this circumstance, but Now, Inferno may actually have to go get some levels in order to be able to stay alive and deal enough damage. Yeah, 21 not going to cut it here.
But this is giving precious time for Dark Moon to catch up on the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yes, it is. And I'm not sure where Dark Moon's levels are currently at, but they might be somewhat at Inferno's.
Well, Mercs is taking on Ganon here. Just needs to poke a couple times, then we have Bacon Bits.
And Opno has also entered Ganon.
Very clean Ganon fight by Opno. And both of our Z1 runners are just about to finish.
Yeah, so there's the first G for both sides. And I love that Opno just ended up clipping around.
So, this is a race now through the Temple of Fiends Revisited now to who can survive the longest and get to Chaos first.
Yeah. And Darkmoon's sitting at level 20 right now. Not looking too good.
And while it's difficult, definitely a difficulty thing if both runners are going to have to grind levels.
Darkmoon is going to fight Warmech here.
What's so special about Warmech?
Warmech is the highest EXP yielding enemy. And this actually, if it all goes well, would yield him enough experience to probably put him to 27, maybe 28. Unfortunately, it doesn't go well by any means. And Inferna is just taking encounters here on the overworld, getting okay experience. It also has the Mosmune.
So, if I'm catching this right, both our runners are grinding in the same spot?
Yep, they are both in the Mirage Desert. Grinding away, trying to hit 32. And fun fact, the name of the Mirage Desert is the Yonakern Desert.
So, what enemies besides like the dinosaur stuff that are good for EXP grinding and Warmech?
So the ultimate encounter that you are looking for in the Yonakern Desert is the T-Rex, otherwise known as the Blue Stake. When it comes to regular overworld encounters, it's a high EXP yield.
So both our runners are building up levels until they go back to the Temple of Fiends Revisited. When do you think the
Yes.
runners will be ready combat-wise to head back over there?
32, most likely, considering how hard that Kraken hit. And Darkmoon's actually in a really good spot finding sandworms. This is going to allow Darkmoon to catch up in levels very, very quickly. That is a sandworm encounter off the hard reset. There's the legendary blue stake for Inferna. And you see it go down, and it's 5,500 EXP.
That's a lot of EXP.
It's a very good amount of EXP, especially when it is very much needed right now. All right, sandworm encounter coming in for Inferna. Level 28 across the board.
Getting close to that end goal of level 32.
Yeah, but that is a major difference that Razor1 points out in chat. Inferna's just taking the encounters as they come up, where Darkmoon is doing an encounter manipulation. So theoretically, this grind for Darkmoon should actually be shorter than what it's taking Inferna to get this grind done. It is less EXP per encounter, but the speed at which they are being found, yes. This actually should end up being a faster grind. All right, level 29 across the board for Inferna.
Is level 29 pushing it for final boss stuff?
In this case, I would say yes. This is one of those rare situations that I would say yes, considering that the first two bosses that we saw were Kraken 2 and Tia 2. It's doable, but definitely not recommended.
So, how long does it take to grind up to level 32?
It depends really upon what you're fighting, and in this case, it's going to take a bit. I mean, Darkmoon's already level 28, just about caught up to Inferna. And no good trap tiles were found for XP yields, which is the only reason we don't see either of them grinding on it. Level 30 for Inferno, so 2 levels off of that level 32 threshold, and with 4 black belts at level 32, it's going to be real good. We're not going to see the Fiends or Chaos be long for this world.
So we're in cruise control right now.
More or less. Oh, Darkmoon started morale breaking. That's not good.
So his morale is low?
The enemy's morale is low compared to his level. Oh, looks like Darkmoon's gonna go for it here. As Inferno pulls another T-Rex, this very well may put the party up to level 31. Yeah, that's level 31 across the board. One more level. And Darkmoon, attempt number 2 against Warmech. Looking a bit better on the damage output, so that is a plus. As long as Warmech keeps casting spells for him, that's going to be really good. It's going to be...
Is Warmech a unique enemy, or are there multiple Warmechs?
So Warmech normally in Sky, before Tia, on the Bridge of Destiny as we call it, is a 1 in 64 encounter. Darkmoon takes down Warmech, gets 24k, sits at level 31. I believe Inferna just hit level 32. So this is gonna be close.
So we're beelining it for chaos.
It is time to beeline for chaos. All right.
Is that a Tiamat I spy?
Yeah, Tia 2 not going too terribly well for Dark Moon. Looking a bit worse for wear right now. Might be able to make it through. Unfortunately, it does not look like it's going to happen. But may die, take the EXP, come back, find Kraken, and go at it again. Inferno, on the other hand, working on Kraken 2, has the slot 4 black belt on a knee, 2 hits for 100 damage. This Kraken is extremely evasive. Gonna need a lot of lock here in order to maximize the amount of hits as well as damage that comes out. Blizzard gonna happen, dropping that black belt in slot 4 down to 53 HP. Lock 2 comes out, gonna drop Kraken 2's evasion as Dark Moon is also fighting Kraken 2. Not gonna do a lot of damage here just because of the evasion, but makes it through before Inferna, getting the black belts up to 32. And Lich comes up afterwards. Inferna just not having good luck here. Might still be able to make this work.
So is this a best of 3 or best of 1?
Right now we're on the Swiss stage, so...
Duh, I
This is
forgot
just
it was
for-
Swiss for a minute. My brain's
Yeah.
thinking in brackets.
Yeah, not quite there yet. Inferna keeping all the characters alive. Dark Moon, though, about to pull Chaos. Gonna heal up all of the black belts, and here we go. Chaos and Dark Moon. We're gonna see Heal 2 and Viz 2. There were tempered nunchucks found, but neither of them opted to pick them up. Chaos still hitting through 3 stacks of evasion. All
That's
right.
one black belt down.
Cure 4 coming up pretty quickly on Chaos. Lock 2 going to come out. And it's time to heal up. Just to make sure. Inferno, though, going in with the full party. Going to attack Invis 2. Invis 2 attack. 3 hits for 103.
This is gonna be very close on who gets the final hit on Chaos first.
Yeah, this is going to be a tight race.
As long as I'm not the one doing the frame counting, I'm fine with that.
All right, locks are going to come out now. Going to do more invising.
So does break work on Chaos?
It's a very low chance, but it can get the job done immediately.
So whoever gets it first is our winner.
It depends on if Dark Moon is able to just straight up punch Chaos down. Which is completely possible. Alright, Inferno still stacking evasion. Dark Moon dealing damage. Loses one of the black belts. 7 hits for 419. This Chaos has beef. This very well could be a difference of 4 BBs versus 2, but no! No! Get your
Is it a
GGs out for Mercs
Yep.
and Dark Moon. Holy moly!
That was a very tight finish.
That was an official finish time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 50 seconds. Inferno still working on taking down this chaos, actually dealing some decent damage with the 4-man party. We're looking at 7 hits for 220 right now. We've got 4 hits for 4, 8 hits for 193, and that's terminated. Get your GGs out for Inferno and Opno, finishing with a time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 38 seconds, as we are joined by both Dark Moon and Mercs. GGs, you two.
GGs.
Thank you. GG.
There was a period in the middle there where I'm like, we're going to lose, and I just want this to end.
That sounds similar to our co-op experience.
Well, Mercs was trying to figure out where the raft was. We never figured out where the raft was. And I eventually clicked and was like, hey, maybe just whistle and see if it'll get you there. But, if that hadn't happened, I'm sitting there going, let's just let them beat us so that I don't have to play anymore.
The raft's not important. It can just stay where it was.
Right?
Yeah, well, K-Tap hates raft, so yeah, but that was such a weird anomaly. Like I even said it didn't like click in, but like in the middle of that seed somewhere, I whistled and it took me to 8, which I hadn't been in, and I was like, why am I at 8? And I was like, well, I got to go in here anyway. And then like we just were talking and doing other stuff, and then it said it was at a potion shop, so I'm like. I mean, I literally dug the entire overworld. I mean, everybody obviously saw that, but I had no idea what I was supposed to do.
And with that, we also have Opno and Inferno with us. GG's, you two.
GG.
GG's.
GG's. So close.
Close race. Yeah. You guys should have had us.
If Topher hadn't been even half as mean as it was, I probably could have gotten through it the very first time I walked in.
There was quite a bit of grinding from both of y'all for Topher after popping in and realizing, nah.
Well, with the 1 Rue Stick and 2 Invis 2 items that I had, and I know there were also more in a shop, I'm sitting there going, if I had Fast and Temper, I could take out Warmech with that. That's not a big deal, especially because it was punchy for the most part and had low-level spells. I would have just gambled on getting like a 21 Warmech kill with Mazza and the levels would be good. Unfortunately, we never saw Temper or Fast in this whole thing, so I had to have levels.
There were Temper Chucks available.
Same.
I didn't see them. But you know how my brain is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice them if I saw them at all.
What store were they in?
And go ahead.
I forget which weapon shop. I think it was Elfland, maybe.
Yeah, I totally didn't see them there. But I'm the king of going in and not seeing Fade, so you know how I am.
I was about to say, how many times have I yelled at you for that during our co-op times?
Exactly. It's fine. Go ahead, Mercs.
I was just gonna say it was just so screwy that the whistle to like undone was on. Like I had no idea. We've done a bunch of seeds and like that's never been a thing. Like I had no idea. I really, and I kept saying like during that period, like when we were like struggling to figure out how to get to 4, I was like, Opno's a nerd. He knows what is happening right now. I literally was saying that. I was like, he's really smart and a good player. I was like, he's probably figured this out already. So I was hoping on the FFR side that there was just drama on the other side, which obviously Chaos was, Topher was crappy, I guess.
So, Opno, why'd you pull the funny entity cramming stuff with the fairies?
Because it's funny. I was waiting on my Triforce fragments. I spawned 10 fairies in the grave because it's fun. Almost got hit by one of the fake demons.
Yeah, I saw you get real close to one.
But yeah. We added all the recorder thing in this. In Z1 AP, the recorder takes you to all dungeons at all times.
I had no idea about the whistle thing until now. I know a lot of it's vanilla, but I mean, besides like recorder, like doing vanilla runs, we never use recorder really for anything. So I didn't even click in my brain to try that.
Yeah, the
I
raft
heard
wasn't-
about it and I was like, oh, raft technically not required.
Yeah, it was in the potion shop.
I'm sure K-Tap was ecstatic. That potion shop is the other raft spot, correct?
Potion shop, you need the ladder to activate it. It's all potion shops. The raft. That's where I got it. I'm pretty sure I found the recorder before actually going into forest. In the end, it didn't matter.
So wait, so raft was actually available somewhere?
Yeah, it was inside the potion shop.
What
Use the
potion
ladder.
shop though? I searched the whole overworld.
Oh, there's like 7 potion shops in the world.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's weird. I gotta watch this back now.
Yeah, it was available pretty early into the seed, but
Yeah, I got the ladder super early.
ultimately it wasn't needed because of that whistle being in 2.
Yeah,
Yeah. It not being required was nice.
Yeah, I was honestly kind of hoping for a rough combat scene because that's pretty much my biggest force, biggest strength in Z1 combat. That seed had a free white sword, a free magical rod, and a free rings.
Well, free ring too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Free.
everything was free. I mean, I feel like your combat is really good, but I mean, yeah, they gave us everything right off the bat, so I was like very confident in that. But
yeah. So I got the white sword and bought the one. I just went to level 5 with 3 hearts, no rings. That's no problem.
yeah, I think I was riding on like 5 or 6 hearts for a while.
Yeah, there was one point, Opno, that we had to stop and actually count how many hearts you had, and we both were like, "Wait, are you at 13 hearts?"
Yeah, I was at 13 when I finished.
So Dark Moon,
Yo,
you had some real good use of encounter manip.
thanks.
The sandworms over by Mirage,
Uh-huh. Oh, so
That
happy to see those.
that allowed you to make up a lot of ground.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then going
Well-
to take on Wormek
Uh-huh.
allowed even more ground to be made up. I need your
Yeah,
thoughts.
Well, what's the... I knew... You hope you find sandworms. I mean, you really hope you find blue stake, but you hope you find sandworms, because sandworms are easy to kill. And these ones were particularly soft and squishy. Like, their bread wasn't toasty at all. Those were really nice sandwiches. So, once I found... I was just hoping to check zones, which we don't know. I don't think any of us know where the exact zones are in this desert. But, check a couple zones, see if I can find something that's good. I would have settled for the steak and wings platter if I had to, but they looked a little chunkier. But then I got the sandworms, and sandworms was nice. So it's like easy power reset, maybe 10 steps, do that over and over. And then when they started, I was going to take it to 32 because I had enough cabins for it. But when they started running, that was when I knew that I had to go somewhere else because they weren't worth it and I didn't want to fight anything else. And at 29, I gambled that with the Invis sticks and the Ruse stick, I could take down the Wormek.
It was a very well played gamble at that. I almost want to call it a calculated game.
There was the chance the Wormek has nuclears or something and I get wiped out and can't do it. But he, from the test I did when I went in there earlier just to see if the Mazza was free, which I would have tried to fight Topher at 21 or whatever I was if the Mazza had been free. When I saw that he was there and he was basically just punchy with little spells, I was like, I could probably take him on the next round. So it was an informed decision, but still, you never really know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Inferna, your grind in the desert, it was still really good, too. It's just the problem of the spread encounters. That ate just a bit more time.
Yeah, I did find the other annoying part was the Ankleos. The normal ones were thick and not particularly great. The red Ankleos were amazing. They had like 300 health. They just exploded when you looked at them. and every so often a T-Rex showed up. But yeah, they're big gaps. Part of the reason I didn't really want to do the save, reset, the encounter minute part was that big hero walk at the start.
That
I
absolutely
saw
is
that.
fair.
Like at that point, if I had caught on to where I was at in the encounter table because the way it moves, and been resetting when I was coming back down from the top of the hero walk to the start and then back up, that would have helped.
Yeah, it
Because you
absolutely would have.
basically, yeah, you get the hero walk twice and there's nothing happening. But encounter manip is not something I'm amazing at.
You'll get there as you keep playing.
Yeah,
But
it's funny too because going into this, I was like, I'm telling you right now, I was like, I know you have a lot more experience than he does on the FFR side. I was like, Abno's gonna keep up with me the whole time. I was like, I'm gonna be fine in vanilla because I'm gonna get stuff, and it's not like things are randomized, but in this, it's still kind of fast for us. But I was like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to be good on the FFR side because I know, like I said, I know Opno's not gonna choke on combat stuff, and you know, kudos to you. We've been playing for years now, so I know how good you are. But I was dependent on Dark on this one. So I knew we would keep up with each other on the Zelda side, but like I said, I was like, unless they get some like really lucky like box or like, you know, item or something, which it looks like you guys didn't. So I mean, you know, I was hella close.
Yeah. Or if I had realized, because I never checked the Warmech box, not the Warmech box, the Masa box. If I had realized Warmech was there, he's like, with 4 orbs, he's like 32,000 experience. If I had done that at like level 29, I'd have been 32 as soon as I killed him.
31.
yeah, you would have been 31. You
Because I
would
was
have
29 when I did it, and I was 31 after.
you would have been just shy.
so-
You would have needed to hit 30 and then go kill Warmech, and you would have been at
Yeah,
32.
okay.
Yep. No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's funny because I did that exact thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that-
never checked the box, so I didn't even know he was in there.
and
Yeah.
the last thing I want to highlight for you guys on the FFR side is how about those tiles? Because oh god, those were garbage.
They weren't the worst I've seen.
Yeah, but you had no EXP yield.
No, they didn't. But the practice that Mercs and I did earlier today, the Earth Elemental tile was ambush Gersharks with nuke.
Ooh.
So,
I was just gonna say, was the tiles earlier worse because you were crying during that one? So I know.
Oh my god, they were bad. I was really annoyed that I kept getting ambushed, and I think Sleep was on the Medusa script, so it was wasting a lot of time here. But I will take that over ambush nuke.
Yeah, I thought Sleep was on the Medusa script because I saw a lot of enemies casting Sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it absolutely had to be.
Yeah, the number of times I would go into a dungeon, get ambushed, see Sleep, and be like, I'm just resetting. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. The ogres and one of the spider types, I can't remember which one it was, had toxic
Oh, I didn't.
and
I didn't
stone
see those.
poison. It was so bad. You walk in, oh, would you look at that? You get to die now.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And then you get out of that, and eventually you walk into, oh, look, it's, I think it was wraiths, whatever the white ghost undead looking thing is. Them and one of the 2 wolf types spammed Sleep. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't want to play the game.
Yeah, right?
I just wanted to sleep
just
through
sit
it.
here for a while.
It was the worst, because the one I remember the worst, getting down to the Lich floor, and through they were on both floors, it didn't matter, but through a little bit of floor movement, walking back up 1 step, and getting into a triple wraith fight, and the entire party's put to sleep. Okay, I guess I'm coming back into Earth. Great.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, at least the stairs in Earth were nicely placed. They weren't too far off the beaten path and fairly short to get to. I just like when I was on 2 and the chest rooms were so far out of the way, I just reset
Yes.
back to the top and did the walk down again because it was faster than walking back.
And that was a very,
Yeah.
very wise play on
Yeah,
your part.
no. Especially with Proc Gen Earth, you just got to think about how far am I from the exit? Is this worth it? So, but I mean, Sonny knows from experience, I'm ruthless when it comes to AP resetting.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah,
and
no, I was like, that box was 9,000 EXP. It's the only thing here. I don't care. I'm out of it.
I mean, even in
I've done that
co-op,
before.
Yeah. Yep.
even in co-op, we're ruthless on resetting.
Yup.
Ah,
I was really hoping to get that win though.
You were
Got-
close. Hey,
you were
Yeah.
really
honestly,
close.
You guys should have had it. Yeah, I was happy we got it. We were both shocked, but at the same time, I was sitting there the whole time going, when they win, I'm going to be happy that it's at least over. So I honestly felt like you guys should have got it.
Verbatim,
I mean-
he was literally saying that.
I was. I'm like, just let this end.
Okay,
And
Dark Moon.
Less than a minute difference.
Mhm.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no,
Dark
it's
Moon?
great.
How many co-op races have we done where you and I have both said that, and then
Yep.
we pull the win out of nowhere?
Oh yeah. But at the same time, it's blessed because if you do lose, you feel good about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wish I had found fast.
My brain is my brain is still broken over the whistle thing. So I mean,
Understandably so. I've got nothing more to throw at you guys, K-Tap. If you got anything else, by all means, it's all yours.
Nope, it is almost midnight.
Sounds like we should probably move on to final thoughts then before too long.
Hey, runners, your final thoughts?
That was fun. I guess we
Yeah,
have to keep playing.
GG's GG's, and bring on the wheel again, I guess.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow after the 8 o'clock.
And Inferna and Opno, any final thoughts?
That was probably one of the meaner seeds we've had. Walking back into Elfland, I want to see. Oh, Elfland did not have weapons that were worth it. Okay, good.
I knew one of the shops did because I saw tempered chucks on one of the screens. I just can't remember which shop it was.
But yeah, that was fun. It was very close, but it was so mean. God, we still have not seen a fighter seed. I was kind of hoping for that.
I'm never going to get one this tournament, I'm sure.
It is weird because even practice we haven't seen one, so it's
Nope.
odd.
Could we call it the curse of the fighter?
Yeah. At least it wasn't red mages today. God, I'm tired of them.
I just want to say also, while last thing I'm going to say is, thanks for comms, thanks for tracking, thanks for Z1 Randomizer hosting tonight, and shout out to Manu Bowl, and we'll see you next time.
Well, K-Tap, this has been a blast.
This was quite the first experience for commentating Final Fantasy Rando. I just got a treat with a close finish.
Well,
And
it's
there was
supposed to get here.
There was a lot of information to be given too.
Yeah, I'm in information overload state.
Well, you got anything you want to add before we end up closing out for the night?
Stay tuned for some more crossover content, as there's gonna be plenty more of this going on across many different channels.
Yeah, there will be a lot of this going on. First thing is GG's to all four of you. With how hard the FFR side was, y'all played extremely well. And Opino and Mercs, you both kept it really close, so that was extremely exciting to watch. Big shout outs to Thavian Hawk and Razor One for doing the tracking, making sure we stayed honest with what we were calling out. Of course, Jam getting us here and set up ready to go, bringing this action to y'all. And K-Tap, thank you so much for joining me here in the booth. Like I said, it has been an absolute blast.
It was a pleasure working with you. I had a lot of fun.
Make sure to stay tuned for more of these Connected World races of Final Fantasy Randomizer and Zelda 1 Randomizer via the Archipelago client. They are across many, many different channels. But, of course, the big one, make sure to give the Zelda 1 Randomizer, Z1 Randomizer channel a follow. And with that, I'm going to bid you all a good night, and we'll see you for the next race.
Night, everybody.
All right, Dark Moon. Did you want to know where Fast was?
Where?